Okay. Good morning, Minnesota. Good morning to one and all, and thank you for joining us for President Joan Gabel's inaugural address. My name is Ken Powell. I'm the chair of the Board of Regents, and it is my great pleasure to welcome you here today on behalf of the Board of Regents and the entire university community. And I want to extend a special welcome to the family and friends of President Gabel, many of whom traveled a very long distance to be with us here today. Welcome also to all of the students, faculty, staff, alumni, donors, friends, community members, and Minnesotans who are here, or if you're tuned in online, thank you for joining us virtually this morning. Now, throughout the past week, President Gabel participated in activities on the Twin Cities campus that highlighted the depth and the breadth of the university's work, reflecting our mission of education, discovery, and outreach. Today marks the culmination of all of those activities. Earlier this morning, Joan Gabel was officially installed as the University of Minnesota's 17th president in a ceremony that I hope many of you watched online. The governor and I presented her with the mace and the medallion, two symbols that represent the authority of the office of the university leader. And now we're here on the steps of Northrop to hear President Gabel's inaugural address and participate in a campus-wide celebration to mark this very historic day. Throughout the fall, President Gabel will continue to commemorate her inauguration with events on the Crookston, Duluth, Morris, and Rochester campuses. Now it's my pleasure to introduce our next speaker, Joan T.A, Vice President of the Minnesota Student Association. Joan is a junior in the Carlson School of Management, majoring in finance and marketing with minors in business law and leadership. Please join me in welcoming Joan T.A.
Thank you, Chair Powell. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, regents, faculty, staff, guests, and most importantly, my fellow students. On behalf of the Crookston, Duluth, Morris, and Rochester and Twin East campus, welcome to the inauguration of the 17th president of the University of Minnesota. As the Vice President of the University of Minnesota Student Association, I am honored to speak on behalf of the student body as we welcome President Gabel and offer our hopes for her tenure. As President Gabel begins her journey, we as students are excited to see all that she will accomplish. We are hopeful that students will remain at the forefront of the work that is done at the university, from matters relating to our infrastructure, to the safety on our campus, and the diversity that we see in our classrooms. We are hopeful that our president's passionate advocacy for mental health and the prevention of all forms of sexual misconduct will improve the experience that students have on our campus. We encourage further engagement with different populations of students on our campus, from first-generation students to student athletes and to student parents. We are hopeful for increased support for students from underrepresented backgrounds like myself. We look forward to seeing the unique strengths of all of our system campuses honored and new opportunities for collaboration encouraged. On a grander scale, we are hopeful that our president will continue to strengthen the relationships with our legislators and our governor as we see continued support for our institution. We are encouraged to have a president who expresses her belief in the values that our university stands on, honoring its history while building a brighter future. We have heard her say that she is eager to hear student voices, and she has taken intentional time to understand the student perspective and many facets. President Gabel, on behalf of the student body, Welcome to the University of Minnesota. Before I introduce our new president, I'd like to encourage you all to stay for lunch, featuring a corn roast, Minnesota apples, and vegan chili, as well as a variety of food trucks. You are invited to explore the many booths and activities on the Northrop Mall, most of which are student-led. Additionally, as a way to honor this historic day, you will find collection baskets for donations to the University of Minnesota's mental health initiative, something of utmost importance to our new president. And now, I am honored to introduce our new speaker. President Joan Gabel most recently served as the Executive Vice President and Provost at the University of South Carolina, and previously served as the Dean of the University of Missouri's True-Less College of Business. Prior to that, she served in leadership and faculty roles at Florida State University and Georgia State University. Throughout her career, she has been recognized with many research, service, and teaching awards, including as a Fulbright Scholar. Today, we honor her as the 17th president of the University of Minnesota, working with us to widen the circle of opportunity and innovation, strengthen our community and our state, and change the world. Please help me in welcoming President Joan T.A. Gabel.
Absolutely perfect. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Giles. Good morning and welcome, everyone. Thank you, Chairman Powell. What an honor it is for me to address you as the 17th president of the University of Minnesota. I'm humbled by the incredible opportunity, and I'm grateful to see so many of you here to celebrate this occasion. Our Board of Regents, our students, faculty and staff, distinguished guests, including Presidents Emeriti Kaler, Brunix, Udoff, and Keller, several of whom are here today, and our broad community of alumni, friends, and supporters from around the state and around the world. I'd also like to recognize my family who are here, my husband Gary, my 3 children, our parents, my uncle, and friends who are like family. And I would also like to extend special thanks to my teachers, mentors, colleagues who are here today or who are joining us via the live stream for your advice, counsel, and patience. I frequently speak about the power of mentorship and friendship, and having the honor of a moment like the one I'm having right now is thanks to all of you. And I would also like to extend a debt of gratitude to all those responsible for the events of this week, as well as today's program. It's a team sport to plan something like this, to wire it, to build it, to keep it safe, and I'm very grateful for your good work today and all of the work that you do all of the time. And at this time, I would like to take a moment to acknowledge that the University of Minnesota Twin Cities is built within the traditional homelands of the Dakota people. It is important to acknowledge the peoples on whose land we live, learn, and work as we seek to improve and strengthen our relations with our tribal nations. In Minnesota, there are 11 sovereign tribal nations. I would like to thank the Minnesota Indian Affairs Council for providing the flags of the tribal nations for my installation ceremony. I am committed to deepening relationships and engagement between the university and tribal nations, and would like to thank and acknowledge the tribal leaders who are present today. Thank you. Friends and colleagues, today on this historical plaza and in front of one of our most iconic backdrops, we come together to participate in one of our institution's most important and time-honored traditions. It's a tradition that began with our first president, William Watts Falwell, who was inaugurated 150 years ago this December. President Falwell spoke for 2 hours that day. I'm not going to do that. Over time, my predecessors have used this opportunity to speak about important and timely issues, from technological and societal change to the value of higher education. Some have also taken the presidential oath amidst raging storms and headwinds, literally and figuratively. But today's important marker in our university's history comes at a significant time in higher education. Across our nation, there is palpable energy around how we best serve our students and communities, how we channel our curiosity and scholarship into meaningful inquiries and solutions. Underlying these considerations is heightened pressure around cost, access, and relevancy, leading some states and institutions to respond with deep funding cuts and the elimination of programs, often with a focus on revenue rather than quality. While recognizing these national trends and the fact that no institution is immune from these headwinds, our university is prepared to meet these challenges and advance during this important moment. And that's because the University of Minnesota is world-class, but embraces its sense of place. We are an institution that has never been one for shortcuts or settling for less, or of those who prefer leisure over grit, or seek only the form without the substance. Rather, ours is a history defined by risk takers and doers, creators and discoverers, some celebrated as Nobel laureates, Olympians, and titans of industry, but ultimately and collectively by those whose talent and resourcefulness have transformed our state and society for the better. Like Emil Eberhofer, who came to teach at the University of Minnesota in 1902, later founding the Minnesota Orchestra, and helping position the university at the center for cultural events in the state for decades to come. Or like the 4 University of Minnesota students who in 1961 joined the Freedom Riders to help register African American voters in Mississippi, despite being imprisoned for 40 days in Jackson for what was described as a breach of peace. Along the way, the University of Minnesota has earned a world-class distinction in the balance we strike between access and excellence, service and outreach, and tradition with forward thinking, while also being grounded in inclusive values, can-do spirit, and an inherent desire to do good work at the highest level. Yet while recognizing our good fortune to be part of such an amazing community and our connection to something bigger than ourselves, we also recognize that to meet this moment and advance our future, we must pause to renew and refresh our direction and our path. For example, how do we best fulfill our commitment to students and to their success? What are our institution's distinctions related to discovery, innovation, and outreach? Where are the most vibrant intersections between challenges inspired by the state of Minnesota and strengths offered by the University of Minnesota that allow us together to impact the world? The answers to these questions, as well as the path to articulate them, and our collective vision as a university are rooted at the intersection of our values and action. It is there that our core commitments to students, discovery, our state, a welcoming culture, and as fiscal stewards merge together to ensure a bright and flourishing future. It is there that we champion our systemness with all of its unique strengths and imperfections, which make the whole of us stronger and better. From Crookston to Duluth, Morris to Rochester, to right here in the Twin Cities. It is there that we recognize that our greatness is neither a given nor something inherited by generation or birthright, but rather is achieved through unyielding ingenuity, hard work, and by channeling the best of our human potential. Like Grammy Award-winning producer and alumna Libby Larson, or football legend Bruce Smith, our 1941 Heisman Trophy winner, or civil rights icon and our first African-American regent, Josie Johnson, or our Nobel Prize winners in chemistry and physics and medicine. Friends and colleagues, it's in this spirit we stand here together on the forward edge of our history. Ours is a story that will be written first by a commitment to educational excellence, an excellence that values accessibility and affordability, an excellence that develops and graduates learners with the skills they need to maximize their potential throughout their lives in a rapidly changing world. Ours is a story that will be written by our commitment to research excellence, an excellence that expands knowledge, cultivates possibility, enhances quality of life, and drives solutions to elevate Minnesotans and society as a whole. And ours is a story that will be written by our commitment to paradigm-shifting ideas that maximize the delivery of sustainability, which advocates around the world are recognizing today, as well as health, cures, food, and well-being. Ideas built upon a tradition of international distinction, from breakthroughs against crippling crop diseases to a Nobel Peace Prize for advancing food production in developing countries. Ours is a story that will be written by our commitment to a community and a culture that is inclusive and shaped by equity, diversity, and dignity of people and ideas. And ours is a story that will be written by our commitment to the careful stewardship of our resources, a commitment cultivated in efficiency and transparency with full appreciation that each individual and institution invests in us by choice. I see this emerging story as a chapter in a book with many pages, and each day we fill a page with acts of excellence and meaning. As each day welcomes us, another page turns, and our university's story advances. However, while these core commitments and their distinctiveness are clear in defining who we are and what we must aspire to be, our story and our collective future must be earned. For before us today are a new generation of problems to solve, leaders to cultivate, outreach and service to extend, and discoveries to achieve. And so it must be for us. We must embrace this unfinished business, and we must live up to the calling we share, knowing that the most important tasks of our university are done by everyone. As we pivot ahead, I look forward to working with you to take leaps where needed and incremental steps as necessary, but to ensure that each step, no matter how large or small, moves us forward. And that's why I'm filled with optimism when I think of leading the University of Minnesota into this important next chapter. For today, as President Falwell said on the day of his inauguration, we celebrate beginnings. Ours is the hopeful toil of the sower, not the consummate fruition of the harvest. A century and a half removed from those words, parallels abound. Hope, optimism, and a celebration of new beginnings fill this square. I wish each of you could stand here and take in this incredible view. I see all of you. And in closing, I would like to share a story with you. 56 years ago this fall, a 5-year-old boy was admitted to the Variety Club Heart Hospital at the University of Minnesota. He was there for open heart surgery to repair a congenital atrial septal defect, a condition which reduces oxygen to the blood supply and only gets worse if left untreated. That surgery was pioneered here at the University of Minnesota, but in 1963, it only carried a 50-50 chance of success. But fast forward to today, that then 5-year-old boy is now amongst the longest surviving open heart patients, and he is also a proud member of our university's Board of Regents, Regent Tom Anderson. And just last week, I was joined by Regent Anderson and members of the board for a visit to the University of Minnesota's Genomics Center to learn more about a breakthrough in the mapping of the zebra mussel genome, which combats one of the biggest invasive species challenges in Minnesota. And in an interesting twist, Dr. Daryl Gull, a leader in this breakthrough and in this lab, told us that his mother also experienced open heart surgery at the University of Minnesota 5 years after Regent Anderson. And now her son, Dr. Gull, is working to eliminate invasive species and undertaking other genomic innovations here at the University of Minnesota. What powerful examples of how our innovation saves lives and how our legacy of discovery impacts Minnesotans across generations and beyond. Friends and colleagues, we are one Minnesota and aspire to Thou Shalt Be Their Northern Star as exemplified in our state song. But by working together, we can be even greater, and our best days lie ahead. Now let's get started. Thank you.
Minnesota.